Wow, look at that. Hollywood is cooked. Seedance 2.0 just dropped, and the results speak for themselves. After seeing outputs like this, the hype is 100% justified. But what's the difference between an average animation and a truly cinematic one? It's not the tool, it's the prompt. And that's exactly what I'm showing you today. I use a specific Claude skill to create perfect Seedance 2.0 prompts in minutes, not hours. Doing this manually, I would have been sitting here all day. But with this skill, you just give Claude your vision, and it builds the perfect Seedance prompt for you with an entire shot list ready to use. But how does it work? Good question. Let's dive straight into it. It's very easy, but first, we go to our Discord server. Under the resources channel, you'll find the Claude skill. You need to download it first. You can find the link to my Discord server in the video description. Now, on the Claude page, we do the following steps. We go to the left side and first open the sidebar. Here we click on Customize. Then we press Skills. Now, click on the plus icon and move the mouse to create skill. There we click on Upload a skill. After that, press on Click to Upload and select the skill we just downloaded. Double-click on that file and it will now be uploaded. A notification should appear in the top right saying Uploaded Video Prompt Builder, which we can take as confirmation. All we need to do now is enter your vision. In my case, I've worked out a few ideas. Let's start with something simple. I have this photo here, created with ChatGPT. Very simple, without much thought. A red sports car chased by the police. To upload our photo, we click on the plus icon. Now we go to Add Photos and select and confirm our choice with a double click. Now, I'll enter a simple prompt here like, write me a Seedance 2.0 prompt that will create a seamless transition shot where the red car transforms into a transformer, and I'll send that off. Now you can see in the Claude chat that it's reading the Seedance prompt building skill, and it creates a prompt for us exactly according to the skill's reference. But what's all inside this skill? Just so you have a bit of context, inside this skill, this data is stored. What it does is break the prompt down in detail. It defines things like color palette and grading preferences, camera behavior, mood and tone, atmospheric effects, subject presentation, how to structure the prompt properly, and even the overall energy arc of the video. So yeah, it really makes sense to read through it. And whenever you type something like create a video prompt, Seedance prompt, shot list, plan a video, or video concept in Claude, this skill is built to activate. Those are the trigger phrases. You can see this skill is highly advanced and makes creating detailed Seedance 2.0 prompts much easier. And as you can see, it created a shot list for me and broke it down into 6 shots. Now all you need to do is copy this prompt and enter it into Seedance. Make sure to only copy the shots. The rest isn't relevant for Seedance, but it gives you an understanding of the scene, so it makes sense to read through it once. Let's see what we get. That was great, right? I mean, come on guys, Seedance just canceled Hollywood. They are in real trouble. Seriously. I mean, this kind of effects would be so expensive in the past, and nowadays, you pay like a few bucks. All right, let's continue. Now I'll first upload a photo of myself. Like before, we click on the plus icon and then select Add Photos. Search for the right image again, and then we confirm the selection with a double click. Now I'll paste this prompt. I've attached my AI avatar. Create a video prompt for Seedance 2.0. The clip should be 15 seconds long. My vision is for a high-octane street racing sequence at night. My avatar is the driver of a custom sports car racing through neon-lit city streets. Intense acceleration, sharp turns, competing vehicles, cinematic camera work, and pure adrenaline with no dialogue. And then just send it off. And again, it first reads through the skills reference and creates a detailed Seedance prompt for us. Check this out. It turned a simple vision of mine into a list of 15 shots. That's just amazing. Let's take a look at the result first before we continue, and check how accurately Seedance 2.0 follows our prompt and where it might have difficulty. I'm really speechless, but we have to keep going because now it gets interesting. This shot is actually a pretty good example to see how precisely Seedance 2.0 really follows the prompt. If we look at shot 1, to be fair, Seedance got a few things quite right. The shot starts right in the middle of the movement, so really in the middle of the acceleration, not slow or static at the beginning. The camera angle also fits well, because we're very low to the ground and stay close to the wheel. On top of that, there's the strong motion blur, and the wet street with the reflections brings in exactly the look the prompt was asking for. But the red neon streak at the beginning is where it gets interesting. Yes, it's there, and pretty clearly so, but if you really look closely, this streak doesn't seem to come cleanly out of the scene. It sits more in the middle of the frame, doesn't feel logically tied to a clear light source, and so it feels more like an added-on effect than a natural part of the movement or the taillights. And that's exactly the key issue for me. The effect is there, but it's not really cleanly built into the scene. Since the prompt clearly connects these light streaks to the taillights, I'd say the weak point here is in the execution, not the prompt. For the speed ramp, I'd say you can tell what was meant, but it's not super clear. The shot moves from more chaos into a slightly calmer phase, so you do notice a certain change. But it's not like you can say, that's a perfectly crafted cinematic deceleration effect. In the end, it's just not precise enough for that. It's similar with the rim. The shot does get clearer and more stable later on. That much is true. But that really razor-sharp, crisp freeze on the spinning rim that the prompt talks about, for me, it's not clearly there. It's more hinted at than really cleanly hit. One more thing worth mentioning. The shot doesn't follow the prompt exactly because the perspective changes more during the shot than you would expect from the description. And the transition into shot 2 also doesn't feel as precisely done as the prompt actually calls for. There's blur and movement in there, but it's more of a general stylish transition and not that clearly described pull into the next shot. Bottom line, I'd say, you can definitely recognize the basic idea of the prompt. Seedance 2.0 understood the dynamics, camera height, speed, and look pretty well here. But if you really analyze it strictly, you also notice that not everything was done precisely. Especially with the red light streaks, the speed ramp, and that crisp freeze on the rim, you can pretty clearly see that there's still a gap between the prompt and the final result. And my personal opinion is, I think the shot is strong overall. Visually, it really does look good, but it's more of a good approximation of the prompt, not an exact one-to-one execution. And I think that's the most honest way to judge it. What do you all think? Feel free to share your opinion in the comments. Now that we've done a little analysis, let's take a look at how it handled my other visions. Back on Claude, I upload a reference image of myself again and add the prompt, which is built similarly to the other one and goes like, I've attached my AI avatar, create a video prompt for Seedance 2.0. The clip should be 15 seconds long. My vision is for a superhero origin moment where my avatar gains incredible powers. Features an intense energy transformation sequence with visual effects surging through their body, pure spectacle and wonder, dramatic lighting, and no dialogue. And I send it off again. This time I'll spare you the little analysis and jump straight to the result. And what did you think? Do I make a good superhero? I think the superhero look kind of suits me. Anyway, let's keep going. I have one last vision here that I'd like to show you. Like before, I upload my reference image and send off this prompt with this in my mind. My vision is for an epic medieval fantasy battle sequence where my human avatar warrior fights against multiple orc enemies in a dark fantasy landscape. Features intense sword combat, slow-motion strikes, magical explosions, dramatic camera angles, and pure action intensity with no dialogue. I send it off again and we'll switch straight to the result. I've always wanted to fight orcs. No, just kidding. But what's much more important is your opinion. What do you think of Seedance 2.0? And did you find it helpful to know that there's a specific Claude skill that really gives you clean prompts for Seedance 2.0 every time? Remember, your output is usually only as strong as your input. Feel free to join our Discord server if you'd like to exchange ideas. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Rourke Heath, who created this special Claude skill for us. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.